Hey, what's up? Let's talk about Batman issue number one. Warning, there will be spoilers. So our story starts out with former Commissioner Jim Gordon, now a beat cop within Gotham City, talking to his partner who is new to the whole Gotham City, police stuff, and who happens to show up on their beaten path, but Killer Croc, who escaped from Arkham Tower. The new person's like, hey, shouldn't we call us in? And like, yeah, we're going to call us in, but we're not going to do anything. We're going to wait for the backup. Lucky for them, Batman is already on the case. He actually is already at Arkham Tower investigating, doing his detective work. He is talking to Dr. Zeller. And apparently we find out that Croc actually, he volunteered to be at Arkham Tower, and he could have left anytime he wanted, apparently. But he has been trying to get rehabilitated, and we find out that Dr. Zeller felt like he actually could be rehabilitated into society, possibly. Batman's like, I don't really know about that. But we end up finding out that Croc has slowly been mutating and becoming something more monstrous. So we transition from Batman doing his detective work, trying to find Killer Croc, to things that have been happening around Gotham City, like green gas coming up from the sewers, ninjas running amok around the city, and Vandal Savage apparently becoming GCPD commissioner, and he puts in a new task force that basically replaces all the police officers. The police officers are basically just doing watch duty and apparently only calling in like crimes that they happen to see, so this new task force can take them down. So as Batman is trying to track down Croc and figure out where exactly he has gone, he's starting to theorize and hypothesize exactly what's going on with Croc and this weird mutation that's happening. Alfred actually brings up a good point where he starts to wonder if maybe because of this mutation, Croc is starting to devolve and regress mentally, possibly to like the mindset of a child. So Batman actually does end up finding Croc in the Gotham City Museum. He's just standing there looking at this giant statue of a T-Rex. He goes in there thinking he's gonna have a big fight with Croc, but he ends up changing his tactics up last minute and thinks about what Dr. Zeller and Alfred both said about what's probably possibly going on with Croc. And he just sits there and has a conversation with Croc, asking him how he's doing, what's going on, Croc. And Croc's like, head bad, I'm bad, head hurts. And he starts to talk to him. He's like, hey, Croc, I had a giant T-Rex in my house at one point, and he just talks to him and, gets him to like sort of calm down and stuff. And Dr. Zeller and her team come in and give Croc this tiny toy dinosaur, and they convince him to go with him and get the help that he needs. And Croc turns around and gives Batman this dinosaur and asks him a question. Hey, you good? Is your head good? And he's like, yeah, Croc, my head's good. And our issue ends with Batman putting this little dinosaur that Croc gives him in this little trophy case at his house. And we get a phone call from Robin asking, hey, who exactly are we good up and up with in the Gotham PD? Because I'm at gunpoint right now. All right, so let's take a look at the internal artwork for this book. There's your creative team right there. Give them all the love and respect that they deserve. So I just gotta say, this issue, the artists, the colorists, all of the above hit it out of the park with this first issue. It is so amazing. Even though there isn't really much action in this first issue, it's very well done. It's very well paced. I loved seeing all the different gadgets that Batman used to help solve this case, like the goggles that he has, the Batwing he uses, it's just very well done. This seems like a very lived in city of the way they draw it and stuff, like beautiful bright colors, all the blues, the oranges, the purples. It is a well done series, very well paced. Some funny parts where we see Batman just runs over these guys who are trying to get this girl, which is really funny. But yeah, awesome artwork. I can't wait to see what happens in issue 2 art wise, because man, I was really blown away with this first issue, and is just awesome. I have to say, this issue was such a fun read. I haven't read a main continuity Batman book in quite some time. I think the last time I read one was after Infinite Crisis, I think it was. So it's been a couple years since I've read an ongoing Batman book. And I have to say, this is the perfect jumping on point if you want to get into Batman. It's not a complete utter reboot of Batman's continuity. This is still in main continuity. It's just somewhat of a reset and taking Batman back to basics, I would say. This story, it was a lot of fun, and it definitely caught me off guard because I thought, it was going to end one way and it ended a different way, and I was like, okay, I'm here for this. Seeing how Batman reacts to these villains nowadays is really interesting. I did have some questions. One, is Alfred actually alive? Because last time I heard, Alfred was dead. Or is he just a hologram AI thing in Batman's suit? Because he was around, he seemed to be around at points when Batman was doing his detective work. So I need to know what's going on there. Two, what exactly is going on with Vandal Savage and why is he in charge of the police force? I need to know that. All in all, this is a really good first solid issue. Even though it left me with so many questions, like with what's going on with Vandal Savage and what's going on with Alfred, I like this new status quo that Batman has. He's very much seems like back to basics, very detective-esque, and I am all here for that. And I really want to see where exactly this story is going to go, because this very much is a one and done issue. So I want to know, are we going to pick up pieces, breadcrumbs going off of this first issue and see where this goes? Like, I am all here for this, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below. I'm Otaku Mike. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, stay safe, go read some comics.